Most people think AI is only dangerous if it replaces their job, but I don't think that's the issue. The real issue is that AI is making one income career jobs risky. Not because everyone is going to lose their tomorrow, but because the model of study hard, get a stable job, depend on one employer, and slowly grow feels much weaker than it used to be. And if you understand this early, you can start building some protection around yourself before you actually need it. For a very long time, the default life plan is very simple. You get a qualification, get a job, then move up slowly. And that one job becomes foundation of your life. That model worked well for a lot of people. But AI is changing the environment around that model. Because companies can automate parts of work, reduce team sizes, expect more output from fewer people, and move much faster than before. So even if your role does not disappear completely, the stability around that role can still weaken. And that's why I think more people needs to start taking this seriously. I think there are three layers of risk now when you depend on one income. The first is replacement risk. That's an obvious one that everyone talks about. You can easily get replaced by someone or some AI. The second one is compression risk. Your job still exists, but very few people are needed to the same amount of work. And the third one is power risk. If your employer knows that the market is getting harder and harder, your leverage as an employee goes down. So the conversation is bigger than will AI replace my exact job? The better question is what happens if my job gets squeezed, simplified, or made easier to replace over time? That's where one income careers start to feel fragile. The first reason why one income careers are getting riskier is that AI increases uncertainty even before the full replacement happens. This is important because most people are looking for dramatic signs. They think risk means I wake up one day and my whole job is gone. But that's not how change usually feels in real life. Usually it starts smaller, your company hires less, the team gets leaner, expectations increase, productivity targets go up. The same work gets done with few people. So even if your role still exists, the environment around it becomes more stressful and less secure. And once that happens, depending on one paycheck starts to feel very exposed because your entire financial life is tied to one decision maker and one business, one team, and one system. That's a lot of concentration risk. The second reason is simple one income means one point of failure. That was already true before AI, but AI makes that more obvious. If all of your money comes from one source, then any change to that source affects everything your savings, your stress, your confidence, your plans, your family decisions, and everything. The scary part is that many people don't realize how exposed they are until everything changes. That's why I think this is not just an AI conversation. It's really a conversation about financial design. Because when your life is built on one income source, your margin of for error is smaller. And in the world changing this fast, low optionality becomes dangerous. This does not mean everyone needs to quit their job, not at all. But what I mean is that more people should start asking what else can I build? What skill can I monetize? What audience can I grow? What second stream can I create? Not because your job is worthless, but think of this because depending on one pillar is very risky. The third reason is that in the AI economy, leverage matters more than loyalty. And I think this is the hardest part for people to accept. A lot of us were thought like if we work hard, stay consistent, and do good work, we'll all be safe. Hard work still matters, but the game is shifting. The people with more security in the future might not be the people who only work the hardest inside one system. It might be people who build leverage outside of it. For example, people who have an audience, who monetize a skill, a side business, consulting offer, or a body of content, some form of ownership. Because leverage gives you options. The options reduce fear, and that's why I think its smartest response to AI is definitely not panic. It's building something small before you desperately need it. I don't say that you need to start a $1 million business next month, but because having another door actually matters. Even a small second income changes how you think. A small audience changes confidence, and a small offer changes your relationship with your job. Honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons I started talking and building something on the side more seriously. I do have a 9 to 5 job, and like lot of people, I realize something uncomfortable. Even if I'm not replaced tomorrow, I don't want my entire future to depend on one employer or one role or one salary. So that feels fragile for now. I think a lot of ambitious people, more importantly, are feeling the same thing. Not because they hate their work or they try to be dramatic, but because they see the environment is changing. So for me, this is not really about fear. It's basically building options, building something before I'm forced to do something, and learning how to create value outside my job before I desperately need the skill. And I think that shift in mindset is becoming more important for now. So here's my honest takeaway. I don't want anyone to get panic. And I also don't think answer is pretending nothing is happening. I think the real answer is if AI is making work more uncertain, then your life needs more options. That means building a audience, learning a new skill when you can, and starting a side income or creating something online, because the future may not belong to the people with the most stable looking career. It might be belonging to the people who build more than one path. And that's why I think AI is making one income careers risky. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.